an email from Nikki. Now listen to Nikki's email and tell me if you've done what was done to her, and maybe you could tell her why you did it. I have some ideas, and I'll tell you mine. Here it is. Hey, Tom. I was with a guy for a little more than 2.5 years. Everything was going great in my eyes. We were happy. I was going to move in with him in a few weeks, and he even started talking about marrying me. Then, one day out of nowhere, he texted me saying that he's not happy, and he feels like he's holding me back, that I can do better. It's not you, it's me. And we should call it quits. But he still wants to stay friends with me because I'm a great girl. And some other BS. Sure, it's BS. It's the BS that chicks usually use on guys. She says, I did everything I could to make him happy. I gave him his space. I accepted his kids. I helped him when he needed it. I fulfilled all his sexual fantasies. At least she believes she did. And he did all the same for me. I was just wondering if you had any clue as to why a guy would just break up with a girl out of nowhere like that. Thanks, Tom. Nikki. You heard what Nikki had to say. Have you ever done that to somebody? Just suddenly, at least from their point of view, suddenly broke up with them? When I've done this, let me tell you the reasons that I did it. Okay? Well, first of all, let me tell you the reasons I broke up with someone out of nowhere, and then the times it only seemed like I was being unreasonable, but I really wasn't. Here. You meet a hotter chick. Hotter, younger, better. Now, who wants to call somebody up on the phone and say, honey, I know we're having a great time, but Salma Hayek recently became available, and I met her in a hotel bar. And while you are wonderful, and you've been great to my kids, and yes, you've fulfilled many of my sexual fantasies, my biggest sexual fantasy is being with Salma Hayek, and I'm about to realize that right now. I mean, that is a reason. And by the way, I've done it. I had a relationship with somebody, or something that looked like a relationship, at least to them. But then something even better came along. So I moved on. Another reason it would appear to come out of nowhere sometimes is because you're with somebody who will yell, scream, cause a scene, whatever. You are getting a big clue about how somebody feels about you when they send you a text message about this. It's probably about you. It's probably about what kind of reaction you would give. You know, as my attorney long ago once said to me, they abolished slavery in 1865. If somebody doesn't want to be in a relationship with you, they should be able to come up to you and tell you. If they don't want to, there must be reasons they don't want to tell you. Like that you would have a heart attack, a nervous breakdown, crying, screaming, threatening, nagging. But why? Why? Who wants to listen to that? So that might be a reason to suddenly appear to be leaving out of nowhere. I mean, let's face it. People don't just disappear out of nowhere. They don't just wake up on the wrong side of the bed one day and go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send her a text message and tell her it's over. Just because I can. Just because I feel like it. There are reasons. Probably got cold feet. You were going to move in with them in a few weeks. A lot of guys just panic when that happens. They're no longer interested. They think they're interested and they chat about it, but in reality they sit there at night going, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then they don't know how to say it, so they just punt. They just simply bail. Now, I'm sure we have plenty of victims, people who thought their relationship was going just fantabulously. And one day they got the bad news. Bam. But I'm wondering, not if this has been done to you, because just like the letter writer, it was done to her. Okay, no, we're trying to find out reasons why that might happen. Why would a woman believe that she's got a happy relationship, she's about to move in with somebody, they started talking about marriage, and then, suddenly one day, in her view, it's sudden. Maybe it wasn't sudden. Suddenly one day, he sends her a text message saying, oh, you could do better than me. You could do better than me, but I'd like to stay friends with you because you're a great girl. That's what he was saying. If you've done this to somebody, call me and tell me why.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
I was wondering if you could tell me if guys will sleep with girls that they're really not attracted to.
Late at night with a little booze in us.
The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM. We're talking about people who appear to disappear suddenly. She thinks everything's going great. Suddenly she gets the bomb dropped on her. Let's find out from the other end why that happens. Scott on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Dad. How you doing?
Doing okay, son.
I've been listening for a little while here. I had a summer job working at a summer camp, and I was hooking up with this girl, a little hottie pool coordinator, walking around in a bikini all day. And I had met a girl on a cruise a few months earlier, and I had got this call from the girl at the cruise. She wanted to come up and visit, so I said, hey, sure, why not? So at that point, I had ditched the pool coordinator and hook it up with this girl from the cruise.
So how'd you do it?
Well, I didn't really say much, because we weren't, we had never said that we were seriously dating or in a relationship. I just kind of didn't say anything. I just, the girl came to visit, and we started hooking up, and that was it.
Wow.
And then, so the pool coordinator starts, talking some trash behind my back to my friends, and they're like, hey, he doesn't owe you anything. You don't owe him anything. Nothing was said. Move on.
Wow. Yeah, see, I've dumped them that way when they think everything's going great and they're making plans for, Valentine's Day, or they're making plans for New Year's. But it usually has been because I found somebody else. And really, there's very few women out there who want to hear that truth, that you found somebody hotter, younger, better.
Yeah, it's true.
So, essentially, it proves what I always say, and that is, relationships are like being on eBay all the time, okay? Whoever you're dating now, that's the highest bidder. Isn't that sad? All right, you must have drifted off somewhere. But that's really true. Whatever relationship you're in today, think of your life as being like you're an ad posted on eBay. And whoever you're with today is the highest bidder. They're the hottest, youngest, most compliant people you can find. That's who you're with. Everybody. That's who everybody is with. But if a higher bid comes in, many of us just take the higher bid. And the deadline for the bidding to stop, if you've ever been on eBay, the nomenclature on eBay, the deadline for the bidding to stop is if you ever get married. That's when the bidding ends. At some point, you click the Buy It Now button, and it was all over. But that's really all it is. Life is just one big auction. It's sad but true. You know, all this talk about soulmates and somebody being special, being the most special. You're with the most special person you were able to hook up with based on your finances and based on your geography, which is frequently based on your finances. It's that simple. It's that simple. So love is not as romantic as you think it is. It's not as special as you think it is. And my apologies to Dr. Neil Clark Warren and his 29 dimensions of compatibility, but there are no soulmates. You are with the best person you could attract. You wanted to do better, but you couldn't. I've said this many times on the air. And so when somebody breaks up with you in what seems to be a perfect relationship, you were with somebody who thought they'd done the best they could do, and then one day they realized, wait a minute, I can do even better. And because they're in a relationship with you, they don't want to hurt your feelings. They don't want to hurt you. They don't want to just, you know, it's not like a dump that bitch situation. So they do like what this guy did. They sent a text message, you're too good for me, you'll be great with someone else, I only want the best for you, let's stay friends. They don't want to hurt you by telling you the real truth, which is, you're a nice girl and all, but I found somebody really, really hot. And I had to take that. I had to knock that down. You say I'm cynical, but if you think about this, it's true. And as I've said so many times on this show, tomorrow morning when you have your coffee and a Pop-Tart or a bagel or whatever you're having, stare across the table at that slob you're living with now. That's as good as you could do. Because if you could have done better, you would have done better. That's the best you could do. So all you boys who are, you know, looking at the pages of Maxim, or looking at Girls Gone Wild footage, or whatever you're doing, just remember, you'd love to have chicks like that. All you can afford is that Toyota Corolla you've been driving. So you drive it. And you tell yourself you're happy with it because it's reliable, dependable, not very interesting design, but it gets you where you want to go. But if you were on The Price is Right and suddenly you won a Lamborghini, you're not going to stay with the Toyota Corolla. You're going to drive the Lamborghini. You're going to. Now, the Toyota Corolla never did anything to hurt your feelings, so you'll tell Toyota, hey, you know what? You deserve better. That's how these things happen. That's the ugly truth. I'm trying to find out why people just simply disappear. Like, the girl thinks it's going great, but it's not. Dustin, on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
How you doing, Tom?
Great.
Great. All right, well, I was seeing this girl for a while, and, you know, she was a cute chick. She was hot. She fulfilled every sexual desire that I needed. And basically, I met a hotter chick, much, much hotter. She was a beautiful Persian girl. And I told her my excuse for the other girl was, I work in the ambulance, right? I'm an EMT. I'm studying to be a firefighter. I told her basically that I didn't have time for any girlfriend or anything like that. And, you know, she whined and cried and, oh, what can I do? What can I do? So I ended up hooking up with this beautiful Persian girl. And the other girl, she kept calling me and just, you know, so that's my reason. I met a hotter, cooler girl.
Right.
So.
And you didn't want to hurt the other one because it was going well. But you had no idea. You know, you spun the wheel of fortune. You had no idea how much better you could have done. You had no idea.
Yeah.
No idea.
Exactly. And then this hot Persian girl comes up. I don't know. Have you ever dated a Persian girl?
Well, I have. Now, understand, Dustin, unless you are with one of the rare exceptions, and hopefully you know this and understand it, a Persian girl will not marry you.
I know. You know what? To tell you the truth, me and her broke up. She pulled the old switcheroo on me.
Of course she did. Do you know why?
Because I'm not Persian.
Right. So you figured it out. But you see, dating Persian girls is the perfect crime.
It is the perfect
Because
crime.
unless you're Persian, Persian girls will not marry you.
It's ridiculous.
Because their families and their friends won't accept it.
It's ridiculous.
And what I have found, and I've talked about this on the air before, from experience, I might add, because we have a large Persian population here in Southern California. I don't know what it is up in Silicon Valley where you are, but down in Southern California, it's a big Persian population.
Oh, man, they're beautiful.
They're beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
And you know, a lot of women find the men attractive as well. But the deal is, you have to marry a Persian. So what happens is, not only that, these girls are supposed to be virgins, or appear to be virgins. So they date Caucasians like yourself. And then if they feel like they're getting, you know, involved or too interested or having too much fun, they suddenly just cut you off at the knees.
Oh, yeah.
Knowing that mom and dad and the siblings and all the relatives are not going to put up with this.
Exactly. She tore my heart out real good.
And they have to date you. I'm sorry you found out the hard way because I could have told you this in advance. The thing is, though, all right, so there they are. They're dating you but while they're waiting to find Mr. Right who's Persian.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So when they find Mr. Right who's Persian, then suddenly the act is on. They pretend to be virgins again, and they're not out at clubs partying. They're not out at bars.
Yeah.
They're good girls who...
I'm not Caucasian, by the way. I'm Spanish and Hawaiian. But
you're not Persian.
I'm not Persian is the point.
Okay.
So she pulled the old switcheroo on me and said, "Oh no, it's me, and you deserve better, this and that." And she was a great girl. You know.
Sure, I've dated Persian girls. I've dated them. They're fantastic. What they don't understand is I date them not only because they're beautiful, but because I know they will never ask to move in with me. They will never want to marry me. They will always find some excuse, but I know the real reason, even if they make up an excuse. The real reason the Persian girl breaks up with you is because she thinks she's getting attached to you, and she knows the family will never, ever sign off, and she'll be a pariah. She will be outcast in the family if she ever, hooks up with you for real.
Yeah.
So
she kept encouraging me. Oh, become a doctor, become this and that, become all this. And, I'm 23 years old. I'm working in the ambulance. I'm about to become a paramedic.
Well, you know why she's encouraging you to become a doctor? You know why, right?
Because of the money. Because they make what?
But but it goes beyond that. At some point in time, she had a goofy idea that she would try to introduce you to her family, and that they would accept her. They would accept her wanting to be with you if you were going to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Okay? But then, believe me, because I've done this myself, I know how the story ends. Ultimately, they realize that it doesn't matter if you're the President of the United States. If you are not Persian, I don't think we've had a Persian as president yet. If you're not Persian, the family will disown you. It's done.
Yeah.
But these girls, guess what? They like clubbing, and they get horny just like any other girls.
Oh, God, yeah.
So they have to leave the little Persian enclave where they live. They have to go, generally, like in the case of L.A., for example, if they're in the Valley, they'll come over the hill to L.A. proper. They're in Hollywood.
Yeah.
If they live in Beverly Hills, they'll go other places, like down to the South Bay, or they'll just get away from the neighborhood where none of the family members or friends happen to be. Meanwhile, the Persian guys, they also want to get laid. They also want to go out clubbing. And they also have the same kind of parents who won't accept you marrying a non-Persian. So suddenly, they adopt names like Sal and Tony and Vinny, and they pass themselves off as Italians, and they head off to Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
They've got olive skin, and they've got, dark hair, and what have you. And so they can pass. And so what ends up happening, I can't tell you how many times I've been with women, or I've known women, I've been dating this guy, God, he's Italian, he's so hot. Well, and they tell me where they met him, and they tell me his name. I say, come on, that guy's Iranian. He's Iranian.
Yeah.
He's Iranian. They hate being called Iranian, by the way. They like being called Persians. But he's Iranian. And then later on, I give him the big I told you so after the guy dumps her.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. She dumped me. She dumped me real good, man. I'm 23 years old, and I shouldn't be all gaga over chicks like this, but, I liked her. I started liking her.
You have to remember that if you are not Persian, Persians will not stay in a relationship with you.
Yeah.
So you just, you knock it out with them, and then you move on.
So next time she calls me, what should I do?
Take on the booty call, baby. She'd probably not be probably can't have sex with her boyfriend, or isn't being satisfied, or maybe broke up with her boyfriend. So knock it out with her, but then remember, there will never, ever be a relationship. Ever.
Yeah.
You have to remember that. So if you can't handle that, because you're fragile emotionally, don't do it. But if you can handle the idea, it's like the perfect crime.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you what, they don't want to be getting pregnant. They don't want to be coming home and explaining to the family why the kid looks like you.
Yeah.
Whoever you are.
I think I could, what's that?
Whoever you are.
Yeah. I think I could pass for a Persian guy. I'm Spanish and half Hawaiian, but, I have, darker skin, and I could pass.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, Tom, I appreciate it. You're a real piece of work.
I am.
And can you take me out with a bong rip?
Of course I can.
From what I gather, you're saying they're sluts if they sleep with you and they're bitches if they don't.
Yes, actually, that comes from the Tom Leykis glossary.
The Tom Leykis Show.
From Los Angeles, it's the Tom Leykis Show. At 1-800-5800-TOM. We're talking about people who think they're in a great relationship. They think it's going great. Oh, we're talking about getting married. We're talking about moving in together. Oh, it's going so great. And suddenly the person just says, you know what, I'm out of here. Try to find out why people do that. 1-800-5800-TOM. Brandon on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How you doing, sir?
Doing great.
Well, I want to start off my first time calling. I think your show is great. I've only been listening for probably about a month, but I love it. So, I think one of the reasons why guys do this to women is because, like all guys, we like variety, And a lot of us, when we think about, hey, they're going to be moving in, the whole married thing, it might be okay for, a couple of days, but once we really sit down and think about it, it's like, well, wait a minute, Then I can't go out without her asking, well, who's out there, who have you been with? So I think, it's more of, we like variety.
Well, of course we like variety. But do you agree with me that any time you're in a relationship, you're with the best you could get?
Yeah, for that time being.
Even if you marry them, you're with the best you could get. And what are you going to say? You're not with the best you could get? You're with the best. Why would you be with somebody and say, I could have done better? Well, of course, if you could have, you would have.
Oh, yes. If you're married, then yeah, that's the best, But, for me, I see beautiful women all the time. I go out and I see beautiful women, and it's, maybe one thing's beautiful about this female, and then there's another one about this girl, and it's like, I don't know, women just drive me crazy in that aspect. And I'm only 22, so I'm just, like a rabbit.
Well, let me ask you this question, okay? Here you are, 22. Why are you even getting into relationships?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't like to get into relationships.
Yeah.
That's why, I like the whole variety thing. I don't want to be tied down, with just one person. But if I were,
you know, to get into another relationship and that happened, I think it would just be because I found somebody else. Like you said, that's happened to you, right? It's because you found somebody else?
Yes, that has happened to me.
All right. So I think, in my opinion, that's just how most of us men are. You know, and women have to realize, too, you know, when you first meet them or first get together, you know, a lot of them change. You know, they start getting whiny and grumpy and kind of jealous, you know, and I don't want that. You know, so if I find somebody else, you know, then I'll just up and leave.
Wow. Well, I think a lot of us do that, and yet we're with people who think, oh, my God, this could be the one. This is the guy. Because you're also the best they could do.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Okay.
But it's happened to me before, too, you know. Mm-hmm. Like when I was younger, well, hey, you know, I think I'm in love, you know, or something, and then, you know, turn right around and, you know, you're catching them sleeping with somebody else, and it's like, well, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
You know, I just wanted to. Oh, okay, you know. So I think it goes both ways. You know, men do it to women, women do it to guys.
I think you're right about that, Brandon. I thank you for that. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Grant on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Father, how are you?
Doing great.
Awesome. Okay, check it out. So about 9 months ago, I actually gave you a call to announce that I broke up with my girlfriend, and I did this exact same thing. Because I had just started listening to you, and at first I was kind of like not feeling you, and I was kind of thinking that you were just talking like idyllic stuff. But then I just started thinking about it, and I applied it to my relationship. And then like this really cute young girl started hitting on me, and like I had been dating this one girl for like 2 years. You know, it was good. But after you hit like the year mark, things start getting heavy, and she starts getting jealous and wondering what you're doing. And so I didn't want to, because I still like cared for her in that sense, but I didn't want to like just break it off. So like no guy is going to consciously and honestly say that a girl is better than them, but they'll say it to them to make sure that they don't get angry at breaking up. And I know. So
you're trying to avoid the angry scene, is what you're doing.
Absolutely. And this girl would explode if I did it in person. So I actually did it over email.
Uh-huh.
As suave as that is. And she didn't talk to me for about 2 weeks. And then she just started like calling me over and over again. But you know, I was done with it, and I was hitting this younger girl, and you know, it all went all right. But you know, guys say that to girls just to make sure that, first of all, it's an easy way out. It's a cop-out.
Right.
It's cliche.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. And no guy is going to honestly mean that. And second of all, just to avoid any kind of confrontation between them, you know. Because, like, when a girl is talking to her girlfriends, they're asking, like, how'd you get let down? And like, oh, you said I could do better. And, like, you know, that's sweet to say and all, but it's not true. But it's a cop-out, and it's an easy way to get out of it.
Look at that. And so now what do you have, Grant? But here's the deal. Again, you're 19. What are you doing with a girlfriend?
Exactly.
What are you doing?
And I started listening to you, and I was 18 when I started listening to you. And I was like, what am I doing? I'm 18 years old. I need to be out living life and doing what I'm doing. And so I dumped her, and now I haven't had a girlfriend since. I'm off at college, you know, talking to girls left and right, and I'm so much happier. And it's all thanks to you, Tom.
I'm so proud, son.
Oh, Tom, thank you so much. Hey, take me out African tribal style.
Here you go. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Let's say hello here to Brandon on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hello.
Yes.
Tom.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Long time, first time.
Very good.
So, I was in a relationship. I was dating around, and then I finally found this girl who I'd known for a while, and I thought she was cool. And somehow, like, maybe within the first month of us going out, she moved into my place. which I found out was a mistake.
Yeah.
You know, because I like living by myself.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, so we're living together, and like the first thing she does is start getting fat and lazy. And then I realize, you know, my room's looking like a mess, my house is looking like a mess. Like, she'd cook for me, but that's about it, you know? I mean, the sex was okay.
Yeah, well, why again, 23, what are you doing with a girlfriend moving into your place? Why?
I liked her, you know? I thought.
So what?
So here's the thing, I was banging girls left and right before I was with her, you know?
Right.
And out of nowhere, it just stopped with her.
Uh-huh.
And it took me a year to realize, like, I was like, hey, sorry.
Screw it.
There we go. Anyways, so I was like, you know what? And then here's the thing, like maybe like a week ago, like I've been chatting online, you know, because I'm not fulfilled, you know. So I'm starting talking online, and she keeps figuring out my password to my MySpace, and she looks and she sees me talking to all these girls, you know. And then I was just like, you know what? Screw it, get out. You know?
That's the point. That's why I'm telling you, if you need to be on MySpace trying to hook up,
yeah,
you don't need a girlfriend.
Exactly. So
I'm amazed at how many guys are like you. By the way, I was like you. I would be living with somebody, or even in some cases, I was married. And I'm hooking up with other chicks. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah. See, and that's the thing. I love the girl. I'm not going to, like, break her heart and cheat on her, you know?
Uh-huh.
So I'm just going to be honest. Thanks to you. I mean, I've been listening to you for a while, and it's been driving me nuts. It's like, you know, I'm not being who I really am, you know?
Well, and people, you know, women will call and say, you tell guys to lie to women. No, I don't. I tell them to tell them the truth.
Yeah.
Tell them the truth.
Yeah. And she even knows. She even told me. She's like, I'm getting fat and lazy, you know? And I was like, yeah. So, but I got a date tonight with this smoking chick. So, and like I broke up with her like 3 days ago, you know?
Yeah.
I just said, screw it, go. You know, take all your stuff. My house is clean. I'm comfortable, you know? I feel like me again.
Keep it that way, Brandon.
All right, take me out with a bong rip.
Here you go.
Thanks, Tom.
The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Angela on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom. How are you doing?
Do you care, Angela?
Actually, I do. And I hear that all day long, but I'm just calling.
You do care.
I'm just calling in regards to the topic that you have right now. And I just wanted to say that women do it all the time, and it's called will do for right now. And I had a, not necessarily boyfriend, someone that I got involved with, and I told him it was a purely sexual relationship from the very beginning. A few months later, he asked me to marry him, and we went out to lunch. I had just gotten back from visiting my ex-boyfriend. He thought everything was great, and right after lunch, I broke it off with him, told him I was getting back together with my ex-boyfriend. So it's just a will do for right now situation.
Look at that. So explain this to me, Angela. How did you go through this, and what was the conversation like?
Conversation was just a normal, everyday conversation. Just everything was great. Everything was perfect. Had lunch. Nothing different. I mean, I told him from the very beginning it was a purely sexual relationship. So,
You told him that, but he wasn't listening.
No, he wasn't.
It frequently happens. People frequently try to build these things up to be something they're not.
Right.
Like, what's wrong with having a casual, friends with benefits kind of fun relationship?
Right. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a perfect movie. It's called Love and Sex.
Yeah.
It's a perfect movie.
Yeah. I'll take the sex. The love, if it's there, that's kind of like a bonus. Thanks a lot for the call.
The Tom Leykis Show.